I'm Hashi.
And I'm Lucas.
And today we're going to talk about co-ed versus same-sex schools. And I'm looking at you again.
Isn't it called single sex? I don't know.
Same-sex? Actually, I've never even heard of it until I actually saw it in the list. Yeah.
Ta-da.
Co-ed, co-education. Is that what it stands for? Why is it co?
Two genders, no?
Two genders.
Two genders together?
But they are more than
Mixed
mixed school. Okay, mixed school versus
Same-sex
school.
Mixed school. 菜饭 this one.
Why not?
Okay, well, why you all look at me?
Because
Because you're from a
Yeah.
same-sex school.
Okay, yeah, seems like every topic, yeah.
Like, okay, can you tell us about your experience since you're the only one? So we want to know, like, what's your experience?
Yeah, I was not always from a single sex school. In primary 1, I was in Greenridge Primary School, which had both. Then primary 2, I transferred.
Okay, so that.
Why?
Okay,
My father's job, yeah.
Okay.
So I did go jail, yeah. 9 years I was in a boys' school. Yeah. My experience is okay, so my sisters are also from single sex schools, I guess you can say. So my whole family. Okay, so my experience personally is that I cannot say it's very biased because it was the best time in my life. You can ask anybody, any of us, most of us will say that if we have the chance, I would love to relive that 4 years of my life again. Like, if I could just keep going, like, you know, those TV series, just keep being in high school, like 10 seasons still in high
That
school.
sounds miserable.
It's super fun. That's why when I hear people's experience of secondary school, I cannot relate. Because secondary school was like the best time in my life. I told you guys before, I had 4 CCAs. Everybody was like that. You must understand, everybody was like that. I had friends who like 6 a.m. they start swimming. Like they're training water polo or whatever. 6 a.m. they start. 7:30 they go to class. And immediately after school is back to the pool. And that's death. They love it. It's like, yeah, so even up to today, my closest friends are still my secondary school friends. It's like,
Then my question is it because it's a same-sex school or is it because of the curriculum that your school has?
no, my school was, I guess you can say it's I paid $9 per month for school fees.
Then it's like, is it depending on the merit of the gendered school or it's just the merit of the brand of the school?
I don't know,
Right.
but okay. So for me, how I thought of, because I did think about it. Because it was only when I went to poly that I realized that not everybody enjoyed their secondary school. Because a lot of people, when you go poly, they do the new school new me thing because they really hated their secondary school.
Yeah.
Whereas when I went to poly with my secondary school friends, like my dance group, like we all chose to go to the same poly to continue dancing together. That's how crazy
So
it
like
is.
from secondary school you are same-sex school, right? And then you go to poly, like then we start mixing around with people. So do you like
I feel so sad for them because they didn't enjoy their secondary school life.
no like
Because
for you, do
me,
you feel like any difference? Like because from secondary school it's all boys.
Yeah.
And then when you go to poly, like you start to meet girls and
Okay, I think
do you feel awkward?
No, I think the biggest difference, right? I think what made my school so fun, how I think it is, I'm not saying for everybody, is because there wasn't the opposite sex. There's no one to impress. You can truly 100% be yourself. Like everybody is themselves. Like the losers are like really next level loser one.
So there
Because
is-
they don't have to be cool, they don't have to act cool. Like if my personality doesn't attract the opposite sex, who cares? Just continue just do it because nobody cares what you are. You can really just be yourself, and I feel that allowed a lot of us to really understand who we are. So when I went to poly, a lot of them say, "Oh, hey Lucas, all y'all come from this school one, all very confident. Like even the girls' schools that are from like single sex schools, or they say all these girls are also very confident." I feel it's the same reason because they don't have to impress
So
anybody.
is it because right, you can say that, but I've heard of people who are gay, who went to all boys school and they had like terrible time there because it's very hard for them to, be themselves because of a lot of like testosterone and this masculine energy. So do you have, and then I just feel like maybe, is it like how they can express themselves because, as if you're like a man, then you have a higher inclination to express a lot of masculine traits, right? Then for I don't know, I feel I'm losing my train of thought. Can somebody help me?
But you used to mention that even those in boys' school, their bullying is much more different than us. So how different, how severe?
Guys, you're not different.
I think bully is
then
still a bully
us-
lah.
Bro, I
Regardless of
graduated secondary school 10 years ago. Okay, it's not us. There's no us. Okay. Yeah, but that's the only that's the thing I would say is a net negative. But in my opinion, I guess I'm not woke. I feel bullying is a very normal part of life. I really feel it's a very normal part of life. I was bullied. Bullying helped me to lose 6-7 kilos. I was P5 started realizing that I was fat. Yeah, so I mean, I'm not saying it's good for everybody. There's definitely trauma for a lot of people. But in a boys' school, what can I say? I guess there's bullying, but even those that are bullied, like if let's say I was bullied, I still have friends that were bullied together with me. You know, it's
Solidarity in being
it's
bullied.
yeah, but okay, I gotta admit really the bullying, but back then we weren't aware, I guess, enough to even know that that's bullying. Like, you know, we say certain things, we say, oh, ha, you are like this, you are like this, you are like. To us, we are just, you know, just messing around. And to be honest, some of my best friends are the worst bullies.
Well, to ask, what's the purpose of the same-sex school lah? Like, why? Why need to be like all same-sex? Why cannot just mix?
I'm just going to believe it's from a conservative point of view. It's like
But you know, in real world, like when you are working, there's no such thing as the same-sex office or same-sex hospital. You know, like all are mixed. So I don't understand why like parents sending their children to the same-sex school.
I mean, there's KK Women's Hospital, but that's
Yeah, that one different
What,
lah.
would you like to give birth, mister?
No thanks.
I mean, like, okay, like, let's say about the office. Is there such thing as same-sex office? No, right? So what's the point of having like same-sex?
No, but I want to hear your opinion.
In my opinion,
Yeah,
what's
it's
going
You
on?
were gonna say about conservative point of view, why? Yeah.
So are you in a same-sex school or not?
No, I was mixed, but I think that's the point because my parents every single day in school is like they say to hold hands with the other gender. I remember haram and oh. But that was in
Yeah.
primary school, so they will try to teach you from very young. And then in secondary school, when you reach the baligh term, the puberty term, then that's when you be like, oh, now you must be very conscious about the other gender. So maybe for them, they want to avoid having all these carnal desires at a very young age. They'll be like, okay, I bring you to a same-sex school.
For me, it doesn't make
Some,
sense lah. For me,
some will say that people from my school have most carnal desires.
have you asked your parents why they send you to the same-sex school?
They didn't,
Or is
they
it because it's near to your house?
They didn't.
Oh, they didn't.
I was from Greenwich Primary, so I went to a mix, like a co-ed school first. Then I transferred
Okay.
to a same-sex
But it was
school.
only
Oh,
in
so it's-
primary one, right?
Yeah, primary one.
So what do you remember being in primary one?
I remember a lot. Like to me that transition was kind of weird. Because in primary one, I guess you're still a kid. You know, you're still a baby, what?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But then in primary two, I realized, oh no, it's really just all boys, and it's crazy. It's freaking crazy. Like being in a boys' primary school is crazy because there's once again, as I said,
Oh my
everybody's
God.
just themselves. It's pure energy. It's pure.
I can imagine the
crazy.
teachers, like, because boys are more
Yeah.
naughty and more, you know,
And
like,
how about
rowdy.
those like,
So it's like,
female teachers?
No, but you could say I think because I'm still in my like old boy association and I'm still in like many Facebook groups for my old secondary school. The love and respect that the boys have for our teachers, I think is unparalleled. Like every year we have without the COVID, every year we have homecoming, and you see the amount of students of batches that will say let's all go back together. And it's crazy, like so many old boys coming back together, and you see they talk to their teachers as though like they are like family members like that. So even for me, even though I graduated, back when I was in poly, I'll still go back to my secondary school just to chill with my teachers in the staff room.
wait, is it true that the same-sex school are like towards the more clever like student or like should like kids because you know why?
No.
No, because you know
They are
why?
stupid same sex.
You know because
Saint
you know why
Gabriel.
or not? Because like
I know,
for example,
yeah.
one of my cousin go to the same-sex school, Tanjong Katong Girls Secondary School.
Or
Then my auntie,
we call it
then my auntie will be like,
Green Warrior. Because the green right there.
So my auntie will be like, hey, you know, my cousin, she went to Tanjung Katong Girls Secondary School. She very clever. So I'm like, is it true?
I don't know
Those who
lah.
go to the like same-sex school are more towards more like clever student and.
Okay, then I think it's
Are you
heritage.
clever? Are you
Yeah,
more
are you
clever than
clever?
us?
I mean, he is lah.
Guys, I chose acting as a career, guys. I'm definitely not clever.
What the,
Hey!
excuse me.
Excuse you.
Excuse me.
Say what you want. Say what you want. Okay, if you want to be rich, don't be an actor.
Yeah, but doesn't mean respect.
Okay.
What?
I think to answer your question, I think it's a heritage thing.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these single-sex schools that remain single-sex schools are very steeped in heritage, or they treat their heritage very like they really embrace their heritage. So if a school is allowed to be around in Singapore for 100 over years, it is only right that they have a better syllabus system or better, I guess you can say, culture. Because if you are a school that has been around for 100 over years and you cannot be one of the better schools, maybe you should shut down because you had 100 years to perfect your recipe.
Okay.
Okay, then now I want to hear from us because we are from the same sex. I mean, like, you know, mixed
school.
Like, how was your experience in a mixed school?
It's gonna be hard for you.
I think-
Okay, I guess
because you don't know how it's
But
done.
I always irritated with the boys because in my class, right, the boys are always the noisy ones, you know, throw things, so it's very irritating. All the girls, like mostly the girls are seated down, you know, to study, but the boys are behind, you know,
Okay.
just
do you think that this noise that they're making and throwing of things is a reaction to having females in the class because they're trying to get your attention?
I don't know.
Because in a boys' school, it's not this times two. It's not. There's no reason for us to throw things around and make noise. For what?
For fun, no?
attention seekers
I
lah.
mean,
You want to get attention?
I don't know, that was
I don't know.
my
Okay,
experience
we
lah.
do have very weird things that we do. I'm not gonna lie, we were weird. Okay, like there's stuff being thrown down 4 stories just for the fun of, like, you know, it's weird, but it's not like
to impress.
it's not to impress anyone. So to me that's the best part. Like, I know they are being annoying, not because they are being annoying for the sake of it. They are being annoying because they are truly annoying.
Actually, I read in an article saying that the boys and the girls, they learn differently. So like for the same-sex school, they actually have a structure where they like a learning structure for the students. You know,
So what, the girls,
like they said, girls are towards very
was it still like
What is the word? I
cooking,
forgot.
home economics,
no.
sewing,
I
that?
mean, boys are more
Let's not do
competitive
that.
compared to girls.
Doesn't matter, I
Yeah.
still suck in maths.
And it also doesn't matter because I went to mixed school and I still, when I graduated, I didn't know how to interact with boys. I find it very strange. Like, they are just there, but I'm like here. But I also think if I went to like same-sex school, I would be miserable as fuck because it's just
I think it's more worse for you.
Yeah, why you say
But
that?
for her,
I mean, like, no, because you said now being in a mixed school, right? Then you find it difficult to talk to boys. Then imagine if you are in the same-sex school, it'll be more difficult.
No, I think I'm just antisocial. I didn't want friends. So
it has nothing to do with gender, really. It's just her
Yeah.
as a person.
No, yeah, that's not her. That's
No,
not
but
her.
I feel like by right, because I was raised by women, like matriarchs, right? So I think if I go to like by right, I feel like maybe like female school is more suited for me. But I already have too much female energy in my life. I don't think I need any more than that. So because I go home and then it's just women. You know, I don't like that. Then maybe that's why I also don't know how to talk to boys. So, moral of the story, I don't think being in the same mixed sex school for me helped with interacting with boys. I mean, that's my experience.
Shazwan?
I think it's very hard for them to answer this question because you all have nothing to.
I have nothing.
No, nothing to compare it to. Like for me, I can compare it because when I went to poly,
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah,
and I also went to
different.
mass comm. So like mass comm is like 27 people in the class, 4 are boys, of which 2 are gay. So it's like, it's almost like, yeah.
I can
I
give
went
an
to the
example
opposite.
lah. Like my acting school, there were like majority girls, and then there were only 3 guys who are straight, and then we had one more who joined, and then it's no longer all straight. But like the energy wise is, I don't know, like maybe it's because acting school we just like that. But of course when you have girls who are like what's the tea, sis? What's the drama? Like that. But like with boys, they're just like, yeah, that's it. That's the end.
But it's also very weird because my sisters are very, very close to their secondary school friends also. Yeah, it's like I don't know. Maybe it's like because we have nothing. Most of us weren't in relationships then, or even those that were in relationships don't have that much time to spend with their secondary school girlfriend. So you spend a lot of time with these classmates, not distracted. So you really get to create bonds that are not like, you know, I always hear from my friends like, oh, they have cliques in secondary school, then within the clique people start dating, then it starts to become like toxic, then they break up, then the clique just dissolves. You get what I'm trying to say?
So for you, right, in the future, if you have kids, will you send your kids to the same-sex school or the mixed school?
If I touch wood have kids, I will definitely send them to my alma mater because like it's literally to me.
Same-sex lah.
I don't know, I'll send to the exact.
Legacy lah.
Yeah, okay.
Right, you all have legacy and
that's
something.
No, because to me, I want him to experience what I experienced. To me, those are. And I want him to have the friends that I have.
Man, I wouldn't.
But you
because-
can't guarantee,
Hmm?
Like in the future, kids be different.
Yeah, like I want to raise my kids pretty gender like neutral. So like I would
That's
be
your
very
kids,
against
Yeah lah,
that. For me, like, I
perspective
would be very
lah.
against the
Okay.
idea.
Yeah.
But okay, so
Okay.
what do you think? Whether if you have a child, if you have been there, what's your opinion on mixed school and same-sex school? Comment down below.
Say people, say yourself. Bold perspectives.
Don't forget to follow us on our socials.
New videos every Friday. Bye!